Today, I'm going to be going over some of the best power mods you could do to your non-M E46. So all my E46 owners will know this, but if you own anything under a 330, these cars don't have much pulling power, especially on the highway if you're trying to overtake someone. You really feel the lack in power, especially when you start to compare it to newer cars that are boosted and have much more low-end torque. I'm only talking about straight line performance in terms of horsepower and torque. These cars out the box, they already handle pretty well. And if you combine it with some coilovers and some chassis reinforcement, these cars actually become pretty capable on the track. So first things first, before you go ahead and start modifying your car and you want to make it faster and add more horsepower, maintenance is key. So for the power plant of this car, which is powered by the M54 engine, there's a couple weak points you have to look out for. And honestly, I could probably make a whole separate video regarding all the maintenance and all the required stuff you have to do to make this car run reliably before you start modding it. But I'm just going to keep it short and simple for you guys. So basically, there's two major drawbacks to this engine. The first one being the cooling system and the second one being the oil gaskets. In terms of the cooling system, the whole thing is basically made from plastic. It becomes brittle. After a lot of heat cycles, it starts to crack. And when you start putting more and more stress on the engine, these tend to fail. So the next thing to fail is probably your oil gaskets. This is pretty common on every BMW. It's not just E46 specific. So you just want to look out for your oil pan gasket, your valve cover gasket, and your oil filter housing gasket. And if you picked up your BMW used, which I'm assuming you did because it's an E46, I can almost promise you at least one of those gaskets is going to fail soon. So you just want to make sure you have a good look at the car, make sure it's not leaking oil from anywhere, from the top or from the bottom, depending on which gasket might be failing. So if you have that stuff taken care of, and of course your oil changes, your brakes, your brake fluids, all general wear and tear stuff, your car should be running pretty reliably and ready to modify. So with that being said, let's get into the top 5 power mods you could do to your non-M E46. So the first mod on this list definitely has to go to some performance headers. So what a set of headers are going to do, they're going to free up some of that back pressure that's created from the stock headers, as well as they're also made a lot lighter. I don't know if you guys have ever held a set of stock headers off an E46, but they're really heavy and they take up a lot of space. And from what I've seen online, most manufacturers say gains of 10 to 15 horsepower. So the next mod on this list has to go to a pulley upgrade. Basically, these pulleys work to free up horsepower from your engine, not gain any. So let me explain. The stock pulleys for your BMW engine run mounted accessories like the water pump, power steering pump, and alternator. These systems contribute to parasitic losses, which is basically power loss from what the engine could produce if it didn't have these systems. So when you upgrade to a smaller, lighter pulleys, less energy is used to power these components of the engine, thus meaning more power is transferred back to the engine and is used to propel the car. Typically, any pulley kit will give you a 5 to 10% increase in rotational efficiency, which for most people say online is around 10 horsepower. And on top of that, the manufacturers say that there's also a noticeable improvement in the throttle response. So the next mod on this list has to go to a cold air intake. So this is going to be a good way to increase the airflow that's going into your engine, as well as create less air path restriction. And depending on which intake system you actually have, it could also drop in the intake temperature. Most manufacturers say there's gains of 5 to 15 horsepower, as well as improved throttle response. And another bonus is that it adds some cool sounds to your engine. As I do have a K&N cold air intake personally, here's a quick sound clip. So the next mod is going to be to definitely get your car tuned. So if you went ahead and installed all the mods I previously just listed, the best way to maximize your performance gains is to get the car tuned. So basically by installing a new ECU with a tune on it, or just getting your car tuned, it's basically recalibrating your ECU's parameters to maximize the performance out of those mods you just installed. So if you went ahead and installed those mods but didn't get it tuned, you would still see slight performance gains, but it definitely wouldn't be as much as if you tuned the car. And on top of that, one of the bigger benefits of tuning your car is that you can delete the check engine light when you install the headers. Because I know for most people, when they install those headers, especially when they're catless, a check engine light comes on for the O2 sensor. So tuning your car will help get rid of that check engine light. There's also a bunch of benefits that come with tuning your car as well. You can give it launch control, you can make it shoot flames, and on diesel you can make it snap, crackle, and pop. There's also a bunch of other customizable options you can get with the tune as well. And last but not least is, of course, boosting your car. So if you daily drive your car and you need your car to be reliable for you, you need it to be good on gas for you, then boosting your car obviously isn't the way to go. This option is only really for the people who just want the most power out of their engine and they don't really care about reliability, they just want power and performance. And on top of that, this route is definitely one of the more expensive ways to go. So if you go ahead and decide to turbocharge your car, I do feel like it has more potential than supercharging your car, as you can just tune the boost, turn it up, and make your car push more power. But at the same time, it will also need a lot more supporting mods over supercharging. And in most cases, also ends up being more expensive than supercharging as well. I feel like supercharging your E46 is probably the more realistic route to go, as because it's just easier to install I have seen these run actually fairly reliably on E46s depending on how healthy your motor is. There's also a handful of pre-made kits you can buy online, which just makes it install super easy as it's already just made for the car, as it just requires a lot less custom fabrication over turbocharging. Though with that being said, it also would be pretty cool having a big turbo E46. So at the end of the day, it just depends on what you're looking for and what you want out of your car. So other than that, that's going to be my list of the best mods you can do to your E46 to gain some horsepower. I hope you guys found the video helpful, and if you have any comments, just leave them down below. I'll be more than happy to answer. But other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.